I'm here with Rico Hirsch. He is the owner of Fat Tuesdays. Rico, this is a bar for me that I've been to a lot of times, especially in college. You know, went to college right down the street, so came here a lot, and you guys have so much great food, and it's such a great bar. Tell me a little bit about Fat Tuesday. How long have you been in the business?
Been up here 23 years in October. Actually started working in the fall of '96. I was up here about a year, and the old owners were looking to get out, so we approached them and talked to them about an exit plan for them, and it just seemed to fit right for myself. I had a good friend from college that decided to partner up with me the first few months, and I ended up buying him out. He had a different direction he wanted to go.
Sure.
And the rest is history from there. So, been here quite a long time.
Yeah, so it's Fat Tuesdays. You have a pretty Cajun feel. So I'm going to jump into this guy first. Tell me what's going on here.
What we're looking at here is going to be our crab cakes with a sweet potato fry, side of remoulade sauce, and
remoulade sauce.
Yeah.
What is that?
That's a great question because my chefs make it back there. But it's going to be a mayo, sour cream, a little bit of mustard in there, a little bit of our wing sauce, believe it or not, goes in there as well. Gives it a nice, kind of a nice little spice without being too much overboard. Hand make the crab cakes here in the house, as well as the sweet potato fries. We bring them in. They've got a little bit of a breading on them just to make them a little crunchier. 4-ounce crab cakes fill you up on a plate like this.
So yeah, so Fat Tuesdays, we got crab cakes. You're kind of a Cajun theme. Yeah, here. Yep. I mean, is that something? I mean, are you coming from Louisiana? I'm not hearing it.
And the way that we've done it over the years is learn and burn. Started out with a little bit of a kitchen background, and that was from back in again the days of going to college. And from there, I just fell in love, had a passion for cooking. Dubuque is well known, as you know, for all the restaurants we have. Right. Everybody's got their own little niche, and Cajun was not something that was back in, years back.
Right.
So here we are today. There's a few other ones popping up here and there, but it's been tried, it's been true for us, and we haven't changed a lot of things.
Yeah. This is excellent. I love how it's it's a flat patty. I mean, it's thin, and it's got such a great crisp on the outside of it, but also that has really excellent crab flavor. And you're right about that sauce. With that little bit of hot sauce in there, it just gives you a little bit of nip, which is, I would say, the perfect amount of Dubuque hot, Dubuque spicy that is here. But this is a really excellent crab cake.
Great, thank you.
We got a taco here.
We've got tacos. We've been doing the tacos for a number of years now. This is just a standard flour tortilla that we'll take.
This is the standard taco?
This is a standard taco. I love when people come in and they say, well, I'd like to order 3 or 4 tacos so I get enough to eat. How much would you eat? And I said, typically one will do it. But when people say they put away 2 tacos, I commend them.
Wow, so. That is full. That is one full taco. Tell me what we got going on here.
All right, so you've got a beef taco in there. We'll put the jalapenos, obviously the black olives, diced red onions, tomatoes, a little bit of shredded lettuce, shredded cheese, sour cream, and salsa. And they're each made to order. So if you don't want something in there, it takes 2 seconds that our wait staff will come in, let us know how you want it, and that's the way you get it.
Anybody that's looking to put away 2 of these is coming with an appetite.
Pretty much so.
I can't imagine that. I mean, but you guys, you're known for your big full portions.
Portion. Yep.
Right.
And that comes from my mother. She always we had 8 of us kids, so they taught us how to stretch the dollar, so to speak, give you a nice proportion, and give you a fair price on it. And we offer that in a shrimp, andouille sausage, beef, blackened chicken, or you can have it naked, and that's just straight, no meat. So,
man, and it's having those kind of options. I'd love to try a shrimp taco sometime down the line.
You got it.
But that's really good. So, I mean, tell me what's keeping you going? I mean, as far as 23 years in a business that's a haul. I mean, I don't know how, counting businesses here in town that have lasted 23, especially in such a competitive and difficult business like bars and restaurants. Tell me, what keeps you going?
I would probably say just a passion for the people that walk through the door is one of the main things. I always try to work with my coworkers and say that it's going to be an experience when they come in. The only things I want the customer to be able to, or have to do, I should say, is decide what they want to eat, what they'd like to drink. The other questions are, where's the restroom? And the other decision would be what time to leave. Otherwise, I would like to see people be able to know what that person wants before they ask. Mm-hmm. And I know that's a hard thing to do, but when you work around people enough, I think sometimes that becomes second nature. It's sometimes a challenge finding the right people, but without them, there's no way I could ever do it. And that's not said enough to them.
Okay. When you find the right people, when you get the right people working for you, it literally makes all the difference in the world as far as not only pleasing your customers, but just the overall success of your business. If you're working with somebody who you know that they're looking out for you as just as much as you're looking out for them, and you're all coming together to put together an experience, that makes all the difference and makes an incredibly successful business. What do we have here? All
right. This is our Cuban. One of our chefs brought his interpretation in of it. We take our Fats garlic bread. It's already got our seasoning on it, and put the Dijon mustard in there. We've got our own house smoked pork that we put on the sandwich. Obviously the pickles you see in there, the Swiss cheese, and just put a nice sear on the griddle. Just enough so that you can get the crunch on the outside, a nice temperature on the inside, and again, a nice filling sandwich. So,
this is massive. And that smoked pork is so good. It's such an excellent flavor for it.
Thank you.
Really, really excellent. I mean, you're a restaurant and you're a bar, but are you one more than the other? Are you more of a restaurant or more of a bar? Or it's a little bit of both.
I think a little bit of both. Typically in the afternoon, when we open up, you'll see our clientele come through, and it'll be a mix from 21 to 71. We've always said that when we open the doors, as long as you get along, the doors are open for you. And the people that have come through, like I said, when we first started, I'm watching a lot of their kids coming through. So during the dinner hour, we would have families, younger kids, babies. We've got a few high chairs that we've got. And by the time you roll around to 8:30, 9 o'clock, it becomes more of a bar. And the kitchen closes at 9:30. So we've got a younger crowd can typically come in, and they'll be here till 12:30, 1 o'clock. Some nights 2 o'clock in the morning until we close. So when you ask if we're a bar or restaurant, we're both depending on what time of day it is. So
that's interesting. And basketball is free for everybody.
Basketball is free. We've had the hoop back there. When I first came aboard, we discussed taking it down. I took it down for 2 weeks. And I had the community go crazy on me. And everybody that knew Fat Tuesdays was the only basketball hoop in town.
Right.
And I got calls from people, and this was before the cell phone back then, and I was told that under no circumstance am I going to be welcome in the community unless I put the hoop back up. So we did. And I thought originally we'd put tables back there and have more room for guests to eat. And they wanted a basketball hoop. And I'm glad that they told me what to do, and I didn't have a choice. I had to listen because that was Fat Tuesdays. And I was still finding out. So,
listen to your customers. Rico, you've got a lot of great food, and this is an incredible bar.
Thank you.
And thanks for having us in.
You bet. Thank you again for having me.